So for today's video, we are taking out Tom and Jerry just because I couldn't wait. And for once, I enjoyed the process of putting this video together more or equally as much as I enjoyed the puzzle. So when I started this puzzle, I was wondering if maybe I could trace all these items back to an episode of Tom and Jerry. And I will show you from the right-hand corner till the left and then down what I could find. The first one that I found was the chef's hat. That was the episode where Tom was stealing the egg from the ducks, and when he cracked it open in the pan, it was a little duckling, and he tried to fry it. And there he had the chef's hat on. So the next one is this little hat here. That's a scene from Tom and Jerry where Nibbles visited Jerry and they were on a table that was set for Thanksgiving dinner. And there was little ornaments on the table with these little hats on. And they took the hats and put them on himself, Jerry, and on Nibbles. So that was definitely from that episode. Could be in another, but that one I could confirm. The apple I couldn't get. I didn't see a single episode where the apple featured. So, guys, if you know where the apple features in, please let me know. I would love to see that scene. But from what I watched, nothing yet. So, the next thing that I recognized was the string of pearls. This one is from the episode, I think it was called Mouse in Manhattan, where Jerry flew through a jewelry store window and he fell between all this jewelry and he started running from the police and the string of pearls was around his neck. Again, could be more episodes featuring this string of pearls, but that's the one that I found. The next item I recognized was the slippers here in the left hand corner. I believe those belong to Mamie Two Shoes. Sometimes they were blue, sometimes they were yellow, sometimes they were red, sometimes this red is pink color. So I believe that's a reference to her. The next item I recognized was this cello. I believe it's from the episode where Tom was playing the cello for a lady cat trying to impress her. I could be wrong. This could be a violin, but I can't remember seeing an episode with a violin, but I believe this is the cello. So the bowling balls and pins I recognized. I believe there's not too many episodes that features them, but I did manage to find one that is definitely referring to these two. The next item I did recognize was the blue robot cat. There is at least two episodes that features this robot cat. There could be more. Obviously, I think I haven't seen all the episodes of Tom and Jerry even in my lifetime. So that cat definitely at least two episodes. The next one is this musketeer uniform with the hat with the feather in it. I believe this is a more modern version of that episode that I found because in that episode the feather is not as distinct. It's more looks like a white cloud or something. But that is the Musketeers. I think it's Two Musketeers is the episode called. So that is definitely from that episode. The next one I recognize is the mailbox. The only difference, the episode that I found, the mailboxes were marked Tom's mail and Jerry's mail, and it didn't just say mail. So again, I'm not sure if there is another episode where the mailbox only refers to mail and not Jerry and Tom's mail. So I could be wrong, but there's definitely an episode with a mailbox. Next item I found was the mousetrap. And I think this one is in more episodes than I can count. I've inserted a clip of the one that was most obvious and showed the longest, but there will be a lot. There will be a couple of episodes that features this little mousetrap. The next one is this baseball bat. And there's at least two episodes where the baseball bat features, but not one of them has the baseball bat with the nail in it. So, again, not too specific. I'm not sure if one of those two are the one, if there's a later episode where the nail is shown. If it is, again, please let me know which episode. I would love to follow that up. So, here in this corner, there's three items that I couldn't trace back to a specific episode. There is this TNT barrel. I couldn't find the barrel with the TNT in writing on it. There was barrels, but not with the writing. Um, TNT in general, a lot. A couple of episodes that shows the TNT, but I couldn't find one with the TNT barrel. The next two I couldn't find was this purple poison and the champagne. Purple poison, I checked all the episodes that relates to poisoning and stuff, but there's nothing specific with this purple with the skull in it. So it could be again a more modern version of one of these episodes. The champagne, I haven't found an episode, but I believe it will be seen in one of the episodes where Tom is dining one of the ladies. It could be, again, if you know about these two specific objects, I would gladly like to hear. Next thing I forgot, also here next to the cello is the doghouse. Now, the doghouse and Spike, I believe, in earlier episodes, he was called Killer, if I'm not mistaken. I know him as Spike. So the doghouse and Spike goes together. Couple of episodes that shows both of those. So the next one I recognized was the bell. Again, not 100% the same as the one that I came across, but I think it's close enough. The reference is there, definitely. Again, I believe there could be more episodes with this little bell. Who knows? There's also the fishing rod that I recognized. I think there might be more than one episode. I will insert a clip of the one that I saw that features a fishing rod. I believe it is a accurate referral to that fishing rod here. The last one here is what I initially thought was a map, but that's actually the peace treaty as signed by all three of these characters. And obviously, that didn't last too long. And what I recognize, but I couldn't find a specific clip for that one, is the broom. I believe that will also belong to Mommy Two Shoes. So the creators of the Tom and Jerry cartoons are Joseph Barbera and William Hanna. They started working together in 1939, and the first Tom and Jerry cartoon was released in 1940. So today, Tom and Jerry would be exactly 85 years old. And it's just scary to know that I grew up with Tom and Jerry, and they are still well known across the younger generation as well. So the first episode was called Puss Gets the Boot. And back then, the cat and the mouse wasn't called Tom and Jerry. The cat was called Jasper and the mouse was called Jinx. And the production company decided we are not going to proceed with these because it's not on the same level as the big production houses like Walt Disney and Warner Brothers cartoons. So they started receiving fan mail, and the public requested the return of the cat and the mouse. It's only after that that they hold a competition to decide on a new name, and the names that won was Tom for the cat, Jerry for the mouse, and that was the birth of Tom and Jerry as we know it. So that is enough about Tom and Jerry, one of our favorite characters. I would like to talk to you quickly about my process tackling this puzzle. I won't take up too much more of your time, so let's quickly do that. With regards to the brand, Ravensburger, there isn't much new I can tell you guys. It's a well-known, well-loved brand. Everybody knows exactly what to expect from the quality of the cardboard, the print, everything is just well known by everybody. It's been reviewed by other YouTubers multiple times. So I would like to just tell you guys how I tackled this puzzle. And for me, it was kind of an easy puzzle because there's so much to work off. There's enough color differences. Contact clues here was definitely very helpful. So I started by assembling the edge as always, and then I flipped the balance of the pieces. I firstly took out the pieces for this map, what I initially thought was the map, but it's actually the peace treaty here at the bottom of the puzzle. And because it's already in the edge pieces of those, I recognized that quite easily. Then I moved up to the red banners there at the top with all the wording. And again, very distinguishable, very easy to put together. I didn't really have a problem there. From there, I think the third thing I started with was the cello, the It could be a violin, but I think this is a cello. And the purple stood out to me. So on the right hand top corner, there is a purple cloth that came in quite easily. On the left top corner, there's the hat and the mittens and a baby bottle. On the background, that greenish blue, that I recognize, put in easily. Then I started with the lights that come down, the very lighter parts where the light shines. And with that, also the framework of the windows as it comes down at the top. From there, I mostly included the background and the posters and paintings of Tom and Jerry. Between all the frames there, it was kind of tricky to establish which frame goes where, and everything is yellow and everything in the inside is red or yellow. So there's a few options for those, but once I figured that out, I placed them where they belong, and it was easy enough to fill in the balance of the greenish background there. Then I moved over to the reds, the is it the musketeer uniform there? There's a red bodysuit. I think it's you call it a bodysuit, a one piece that hangs in the on the hanger there, and the mailbox. I also did the reds, and in between all of that, I also started working on the bottom of this image. The TNT barrel came in quite nicely. Tom and Jerry's faces were very distinguishable. It was the most defined lines of all the puzzle pieces were on those faces. So they came in quite easily. And then it was just for the blue background, the black bomb here, which was luckily not too big. It was quite easy to complete all those pieces. So, yeah, contact clues, everything that touches on something also touches on something else, and it was easy enough to establish which pieces go where. And I really, really thoroughly enjoyed this image. It was definitely one of my favorites. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed assembling this puzzle and as much as I enjoyed doing the research for this video. I would just like to say thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. Take care and see you in the next one.